Welcome to my channel Rare Coins Shop, because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're talking about one of the most captivating and sought-after pennies in United States coin history, the legendary 1941 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny 1-cent coin. If you're a fan of rare U.S. coins, or just love the thrill of the hunt for hidden treasures, you're in for something truly exciting. Now, let's rewind the clock all the way back to the year 1941. The world was changing fast, World War II was unfolding, and right in the heart of Denver, the U.S. Mint struck a coin that would become a quiet superstar in the world of numismatics, the 1941 D. Wheat Penny. Minted with the iconic D mark under the date, signifying the Denver Mint, this coin was created in huge quantities at the time, but only a precious few were destined to become collector's gold due to unique characteristics and minting anomalies that emerged from that very year. The obverse of the coin features the classic image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner, with the words, "In God We Trust," arched above, "Liberty" to the left, and the mint year and mint mark to the right. The reverse side showcases two bold wheat ears framing the words, 1 cent and United States of America, with the proud motto, E pluribus unum, above. It's this timeless design, combined with era-specific qualities, that transforms the 1941 D from a regular penny into a coin worth serious attention. What makes this coin a standout is the incredible variety of mint errors and unique features that collectors are going absolutely wild over. Some 1941 D. Lincoln cents have noticeable doubling on the obverse, the famous double die error, which gives Lincoln's profile, the date, or the lettering a shadowed or doubled appearance. This eye-catching mistake didn't happen often, and it makes any affected coin extraordinarily rare and valuable in today's collector market. Other 1941 D specimens may include repunched mint marks, where the D was stamped more than once and appears slightly off, giving the coin a distinct and visible variation. These repunched mint marks, or RPMs as they're known among serious collectors, were caused by manual mint mark punching, which wasn't always perfect. Today, those imperfections are exactly what elevate the coin's value and desirability, and that's not all. Some examples are struck slightly off-center, while others may show weak strikes or lamination errors, all of which make them extremely sought after in coin collecting circles. These kinds of flaws weren't seen as significant at the time, but fast forward to today, and they've become the crown jewels of any penny collection. These coins are not only visually fascinating, but they also tell the story of how U.S. coins were minted under wartime pressure and rapid production methods. Leaving behind these rare gems, collectors absolutely love the thrill of identifying these tiny details that separate an ordinary wheat penny from an extraordinary one. To find out if your 1941 D penny is rare, grab a magnifying glass and look closely at the date and mint mark. Check for doubling on the numbers or letters, especially the 1941 or the D under it. If you spot any extra outlines or ghost images, you could be looking at a double die or RPM, both of which can raise the value astronomically. Now let's talk value, because this is where things get truly exciting. While common 1941 D wheat pennies in circulated condition are usually worth a modest amount, pristine, uncirculated coins with rare errors are fetching jaw-dropping prices at auction. In recent years, some of the finest examples, especially those with clear doubling and repunched mint marks, have sold for thousands, and collectors are paying more than ever to get their hands on one in near-perfect condition. So just how much could one of these be worth if it's in superb shape and features a rare error? One such coin recently stunned the numismatic community when it sold for a staggering $98,000 at auction. That's right, just one little penny, if preserved well and struck with a unique error, could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house in some parts of the world. This is exactly why the 1941 D wheat penny is creating such a buzz among collectors, dealers, and coin hunters across the globe. The demand is only growing, and with fewer high-grade examples appearing on the market, now is the time to check your collection or go digging through old coin jars and inherited collections. You never know what you might find. If you've ever come across a 1941 D penny, we want to hear about it. Drop a comment below and tell us what you found, and if you've got questions about coin errors or value assessments, leave those too. We love helping fellow collectors identify hidden treasures. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most valuable 1-cent coins, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and tap that notification bell so you never miss a single discovery. Second rare coin. Get ready to dive into the rich history, stunning beauty, and jaw-dropping value of one of America's most fascinating coins, the United States Lincoln Wheat Penny from the year 1939. This humble 1-cent piece may look like any other penny at first glance, but what lies beneath the surface is a story packed with history, rarity, and some of the most valuable errors in numismatic circles today. The 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny is far more than just an old coin. It's a snapshot of America at the cusp of major change. The country was emerging from the Great Depression, World War II was just beginning in Europe, and the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins that would go on to become iconic. That year, the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints struck millions of these pennies, but only a small number carried with them the rare errors and pristine condition that collectors are desperate to find today. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, the obverse of the 1939 Wheat Penny features the timeless image of President Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse displays the signature wheat ears that frame the words, 1 cent, and United States of America. The phrase, E pluribus unum, proudly crowns the top of the reverse, and when you hold this coin in your hand, you're not just holding a piece of copper, you're holding a tangible artifact from a pivotal moment in American history. What makes the 1939 penny truly thrilling to collectors are the rare mint errors and unique die varieties that emerged during that year's production. Among the most sought after are double die obverse errors, where the date or the lettering appears to have a ghostly double imprint, giving the coin a dramatic and unmistakable appearance. These doubling errors can be found especially in the word liberty, the phrase, in God we trust, and the date, 1939, where collectors can see a distinct doubling of letters and numbers that occurred due to misalignment during the minting process. Another key rarity that makes this coin a must-have is the repunched mint mark, especially on coins minted in Denver and San Francisco. A repunched mint mark, often referred to as an RPM, happens when the mint mark was hand-punched more than once, creating a noticeable overlap or shadow effect around the letter D or S. These subtle yet significant errors can turn a standard coin into a showstopper worth thousands to the right buyer. Even more rare are the off-center strikes, where the coin was not properly aligned during minting, resulting in designs being pushed to one side or partially cut off. These off-center 1939 pennies are visually striking and incredibly valuable, especially when the date remains fully visible despite the error. Lamination flaws, caused when part of the metal surface peels or cracks, are also part of the rare error group that turns heads and drives up value. So how can collectors and everyday coin hunters identify whether their 1939 penny is special? First, examine the coin under magnification and pay close attention to the lettering, date, and mint mark. Look for doubling in the letters and numbers, especially on the front of the coin, and check the reverse for any striking irregularities in spacing, texture, or design alignment. A coin with a smooth surface, bold details, and no visible wear is always a great starting point for determining potential high value. Recent auction sales have proven that these rare 1939 pennies are commanding serious money in today's collector's market. Enthusiasts and investors alike are paying top dollar for coins that combine rarity, condition, and error authenticity. Coins certified and graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC can fetch even higher prices, especially when classified as mint state or proof-like examples. The collector demand has never been higher, and with fewer high-quality specimens surfacing each year, the market is heating up like never before. Now comes the jaw-dropping moment you've been waiting for. The 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny, in pristine uncirculated condition with verified rare errors, has sold at auction for an astounding $130,000. That's right, just one penny, no bigger than your thumbnail, has reached a six-figure value simply because of its rarity, its history, and the beautiful mistakes that make it utterly unique. If you're sitting on a collection of old pennies or come across a 1939 wheat cent in your pocket change or a family heirloom box, don't overlook it. Take a closer look, because you just might be holding on to a miniature fortune. Coin lovers everywhere are racing to uncover these hidden gems, and the 1939 penny is leading the charge as one of the most exciting and profitable discoveries in the hobby. We'd love to hear from you. Have you found a 1939 wheat penny in your collection? Have questions about coin values, errors, or how to get your coin graded? Drop a comment below and join the conversation with thousands of fellow collectors who are just as passionate as you are. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most valuable pennies, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on future treasures. Third expensive coin. Dive deep into the world of one of the most talked about and fascinating coins in American history, the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny. This isn't just any ordinary 1-cent piece, it's a coin loaded with history, rich with mystery, and packed with potential value beyond your wildest imagination. If you've ever looked at your pocket change and wondered if one of your pennies could be worth a small fortune, this video is for you. The 1944 Wheat Penny was struck at the Denver Mint during one of the most defining periods in the 20th century, right in the heart of World War II. While the war was raging overseas, the United States was doing everything it could to support the war effort, and that even included changes in coin production. Steel pennies had been introduced just a year earlier in 1943, but by 1944, the mint returned to copper, except they did so by melting down spent shell casings from the battlefield. That's right, the 1944 Wheat Penny could very well have been made from the remnants of military ammunition, making each one a piece of history you can hold in your hand. Now, while millions of 1944 pennies were minted, not all of them were created equal. Some very specific errors and unique minting characteristics have elevated this coin to legendary status among collectors. These are the rare examples that turn up in auctions, break records, and send waves of excitement across the numismatic community. When the right conditions are met, such as stunning preservation, rare die varieties, or jaw-dropping minting errors, this penny becomes an absolute treasure worth hunting for. One of the most celebrated errors found on the 1944 Wheat Penny is the famous off-metal strike. This happens when a coin is mistakenly struck on a planchet, blank, meant for another denomination or material. For example, a few 1944 pennies were mistakenly struck on a zinc-coated steel planchet left over from 1943, and these ultra-rare examples have stunned the coin world every time they surface. These steel 1944 pennies look silver rather than the usual copper, and they are instantly recognizable to trained eyes. Another remarkable and highly collectible error is the double die, especially on the obverse side of the coin. This type of error causes elements like the date, Lincoln's profile, or the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" to appear doubled or shadowed, due to a misalignment during the minting process. These errors are not only visually striking, but they also increase the value of the coin exponentially due to their rarity and appeal to collectors. Let's not forget about the repunched mint marks, also known as RPMs. These occur when the mint mark is punched into the die more than once, creating a visible overlap that can be seen even without magnification in some cases. These repunched mint marks on a 1944 penny are considered premium errors and have become a hot target for collectors seeking something special and historically significant in their collections. So how do you know if your 1944 penny is rare or valuable? You'll want to closely inspect it under good lighting, preferably with a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look for anomalies in the mint mark, any signs of doubling, and check the weight and color, especially if it appears to be struck on steel instead of copper. Authenticating these features with a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC is the best way to confirm the value and protect your investment, especially if the coin shows no signs of wear and falls into the uncirculated category. Recent auctions have proven just how high the demand is for this particular coin. Collectors are going all in when it comes to acquiring rare 1944 era pennies in top condition, and the bidding wars can get intense. In fact, there have been cases where exceptionally rare 1944 wheat pennies with documented errors and pristine conditions have reached record-setting prices, blowing away expectations and attracting collectors from around the globe. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the value that has everyone talking. One of the rarest examples of the 1944 wheat penny, struck with a known mint error and in brilliant uncirculated condition, has sold at auction for an incredible $110,000. That's right, this tiny 1-cent coin, born in a time of war and made from history itself, has become one of the most valuable pieces of U.S. coinage you could ever hope to find. So before you pass over that old penny at the bottom of your coin jar or tucked away in a family heirloom box, take a closer look. You might be holding onto a true treasure. The 1944 Wheat Penny is more than just currency, it's a piece of the past, a marvel of minting, and for some lucky collectors, a life-changing discovery. Have you ever found a 1944 Wheat Penny in your collection? Have questions about errors or how to identify the real gems from the rest? Drop a comment below and share your stories. We love hearing from fellow coin lovers and collectors who are just as passionate about this hobby as we are. And if you enjoyed this video and want more incredible coin stories, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you never miss a rare discovery. Especially, we're unlocking the secrets behind one of the most intriguing coins from the post-war era, the United States Lincoln Wheat Penny from 1947. This isn't just another penny you might pass by in your change, this is a coin that holds incredible stories, fascinating minting quirks, and a potential value that will leave you speechless. If you're a collector or just curious about the coins you may already own, make sure to stay tuned until the very end. The year was 1947, and America was riding the wave of victory after World War II. Industry was booming, families were rebuilding, and the U.S. Mint was busy striking coins that would find their way into the pockets of a hopeful nation. One of those coins was the 1947 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a 1-cent piece that may seem simple, but when the right conditions align, it becomes one of the most collectible and valuable coins of the era. This little copper gem carries the classic wheat reverse that so many collectors know and love, symbolizing growth, strength, and American spirit. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, the 1947 Wheat Penny proudly displays Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse, with the familiar inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the mint year, 1947. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the traditional twin wheat ears standing tall on each side of 1 cent and United States of America, crowned by the Latin phrase, E pluribus unum. It's a design that is instantly recognizable and has stood the test of time, timeless, patriotic, and deeply symbolic. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin truly exciting for collectors around the world. While many 1947 pennies were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, it's the error coins and high-grade specimens that are driving serious interest and commanding impressive prices at auctions. These aren't your everyday pennies, these are rare finds that have collectors eagerly searching through coin rolls and heirloom stashes, hoping to discover the next big numismatic jackpot. One of the most valuable error types found on 1947 wheat pennies is the double die. This occurs when the coin die itself was engraved with a double image, resulting in features like the date, lettering, or Lincoln's face showing a ghost-like duplication. These double dies are often visible without even needing a magnifying glass, especially around Liberty or the numbers 1 and 9 in the date. These visual anomalies were never meant to happen, which makes them extremely rare and incredibly desirable. Another sought-after error found on select 1947 pennies is the repunched mintmark, also known as an RPM. These mintmark errors happened when the D or S was struck more than once, sometimes at slightly different angles or positions. The result is a clearly visible distortion or doubling of the mintmark, something collectors immediately recognize as a rare treasure. RPMs are a sign of the minting process being done by hand, and that small flaw has now become a major asset. Collectors also value 1947 pennies with off-center strikes, die cracks, or even lamination errors, each one a byproduct of the coin's journey through the mint that gives it a personality all its own. When these coins are found in uncirculated condition or certified by top grading companies, their worth skyrockets, especially if the error is dramatic or well preserved. These are not just coins, they're historical artifacts that capture a unique moment in minting history. To determine if your 1947 wheat penny could be one of the valuable ones, take a close look at it under a good light or with a magnifying glass. Examine the date for any signs of doubling, and pay special attention to the mint mark if it has one. Check for sharp details, strong luster, and any unusual markings or imperfections that set it apart. If you think you found something special, sending it to a professional coin grading service can unlock its true potential and possibly reveal a hidden fortune. Collectors and investors alike are actively hunting for high-grade 1947-era pennies, and the market is more energized than ever. Rare varieties in mint state condition have sparked competitive bidding at major auction houses, and their value continues to climb as more collectors enter the hobby and competition grows. The combination of vintage charm, historical importance, and minting rarity makes the 1947 Wheat Penny one of the hottest coins to watch right now. And now, here's the moment you've been waiting for, the kind of number that turns heads and gets collectors' hearts racing. A rare and flawless 1947 Lincoln Wheat Penny, featuring a dramatic double die and graded in near-perfect condition, recently sold at auction for an astonishing $80,000. That's right, what was once a single copper cent has now become a small fortune in the hands of the right collector. So, take a moment to look through your collection, open that old coin jar, or ask relatives about inherited coins they've kept over the years. You never know, your next great discovery could be sitting right in front of you, waiting to be recognized for the incredible value it holds. The 1947 Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than just currency, it's a piece of history, a collector's dream, and a shining example of how even the smallest things can carry the biggest surprises. Have you ever found a 1947 Wheat Penny in your collection? Think you might have a coin with one of these valuable errors? Drop a comment below, we'd love to hear your stories and answer your questions. And if you're enjoying these deep dives into the world of rare and valuable coins, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to uncover your next treasure. Next coin, we're talking about a true classic, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny. This 1-cent coin may be small in size, but it holds massive potential in both historical significance and collector value. If you've got a jar of old pennies lying around, you'll definitely want to check for this one. It might just change your life. The year 1950 marked the beginning of a new decade for the United States, a time of optimism, economic growth, and post-war prosperity. While the country was booming, the U.S. Mint continued its proud tradition of producing the Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin first introduced in 1909 and beloved by collectors to this very day. The 1950 penny came out of 3 mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each carrying their unique mint marks and characteristics, and hiding within them are a few special examples that collectors around the world are desperately trying to find. The obverse of the 1950 Wheat Penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design by Victor D. Brenner that became a symbol of trust and stability in American coinage. Surrounding Lincoln's profile are the powerful words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty" on the left, and the date, 1950, on the right. On the reverse side, we see 2 elegant wheat stalks arching around the inscriptions, 1 cent, and United States of America, along with E Pluribus Unum proudly sitting at the top. This classic design is more than just art, it's a piece of American history in your hand. Now here's where things get exciting. While millions of these pennies were minted, a select few contain rare errors that instantly transform them from everyday coins into treasures worth thousands of dollars. These error coins are what collectors dream of, unique misprints or variations that occurred during production, creating one-of-a-kind collectibles that command high prices and spark fierce bidding wars at auction. One of the most desirable types of errors found on the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny is the double die error. This happens when the die that stamps the coin shifts slightly between strikes, causing the design elements, like the date, mint mark, or inscriptions, to appear doubled. A sharp-eyed collector might notice a shadowy echo effect in the word "Liberty" or in the numbers of the date, which can be visible even without magnification on strong examples. These double dies are exceptionally rare and can multiply the value of a 1950 penny exponentially. Another highly collectible error is the repunched mint mark, also known as RPM. This is when the mint mark, typically the D for Denver or S for San Francisco, was stamped more than once in slightly different positions. This small but significant error gives the coin a distinct layered appearance on the mint mark and is a clear indicator of minting flaws from the pre-digital era, which are now embraced as beautiful imperfections by the collecting community. You may also come across off-center strikes, where the coin's design is shifted and partially missing on one side due to misalignment during minting. The more dramatic the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date remains fully visible. Other valuable varieties include die cracks, lamination errors, and even bubbled surfaces caused by flaws in the metal mixture, all of which are considered rare and collectible by today's numismatists. So how do you know if your 1950 penny is one of the valuable ones? Start by examining it under a good light or using a magnifying glass. Look closely at the date, especially the 5 and 0, and check the mint mark if there is one. Inspect for signs of doubling, overlapping, or anything that looks out of the ordinary. A coin in mint state condition, showing no signs of circulation, with a verified error, could be worth more than you ever imagined. Recent auctions have proven that collectors are willing to go big when it comes to high-grade 1950-era pennies. The demand is strong, the interest is growing, and prices are only climbing as fewer of these special coins remain in circulation or hidden away in collections. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC are seeing more 1950 pennies submitted for evaluation, and some are coming back with jaw-dropping results that validate their rarity and value. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the top value one of these rare 1950 Lincoln Wheat Pennies has sold for is an unbelievable $60,000. That's right, one little copper coin, less than the size of a bottle cap, found its way into the spotlight and became a valuable prize for one lucky collector. So if you've got a box of old coins, or you've inherited a collection from a relative, don't overlook that little 1950 penny. It might just be hiding an error that makes it one of the most valuable coins you'll ever hold in your hands. Every collector dreams of discovering something rare and unique, and this penny could be your golden opportunity. Have you come across a 1950 wheat penny with an unusual feature? Think you might have one of these valuable errors in your collection? Let us know in the comments. We love hearing your stories and helping you identify your finds. And if you want more exciting content about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another hidden gem. Now, we're diving into the story of a coin that has captured the attention of serious collectors, casual hobbyists, and lucky finders alike, the stunning 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny. This isn't just another piece of copper, it's a coin rich with history, overflowing with collector intrigue, and in some cases, worth a jaw-dropping fortune. If you've ever wondered whether that old penny in your drawer might be worth something huge, this is the video you need to watch from start to finish. The year 1937 sits in a fascinating place in American history. The nation was still clawing its way out of the Great Depression, and every penny counted, literally. As a result, the coins from that time were heavily used, which makes finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition a serious rarity today. Produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a beautiful example of pre-war American coinage, struck with quality, backed by tradition, and loaded with secrets that are only now being discovered by sharp-eyed collectors. The obverse of the 1937 penny features the iconic bust of President Abraham Lincoln, created by Victor D. Brenner. This familiar design includes the timeless inscriptions, "In God We Trust," above Lincoln's head, "Liberty," to the left, and the date, 1937, to the right. Flip it over, and you'll find the classic wheat ears on the reverse, representing growth and prosperity, with 1 cent and "United States of America" boldly centered, and "E Pluribus Unum" gracefully arching above. It's not just a coin, it's an artistic tribute to American endurance and pride. Now let's talk about what turns an ordinary 1937 penny into an extraordinary collector's prize. It all comes down to rare errors, minting anomalies, and the condition of the coin itself. These are the details that make certain coins incredibly scarce, and when discovered, they send collectors into a frenzy. One of the most highly sought-after errors in the 1937 Wheat Penny series is the double die obverse, a striking misalignment that causes parts of the design, like the date or inscriptions, to appear doubled. This error occurred during the die creation process and results in a dramatic visual effect that is easy to spot once you know what to look for. Collectors also go wild over repunched mint marks, commonly found on coins from the Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, mints. These repunched marks happen when the mint mark was stamped into the die more than once, slightly off position each time. The result is a layered or shadowed mint mark that instantly distinguishes a coin from the rest. These errors are relatively rare but highly visible, and they drive the value of a 1937 penny sky high when found in clean condition. Another unique feature collectors are drawn to is the off-center strike, where the coin's design was stamped slightly to one side, leaving a blank crescent of copper around the edges. The more off-center the strike, while still retaining a full date, the more valuable the coin becomes. There are also die cracks, lamination flaws, and bubbled surfaces that can turn a common penny into a standout showpiece worthy of professional grading and display. Now, let's talk about condition, because when it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. A 1937 penny that shows no signs of wear, has original luster, and maintains full details on Lincoln's profile and the wheat stalks is considered mint state, and these coins are the holy grail for collectors. Coins that are graded by trusted services like PCGS or NGC not only hold more value but are also taken more seriously at auction or resale. Auction houses across the country have reported record-breaking prices for rare and high-grade 1937 wheat pennies in recent years. With increasing interest in vintage American coinage and a booming collector market, the demand for error coins and uncirculated examples of this penny has skyrocketed. The competition is fierce, the buyers are serious, and the prices continue to rise year after year. Owning a rare 1937 penny isn't just about having a coin, it's about holding a valuable piece of American heritage that collectors are proud to show off and protect. And now for the moment that gets every collector's heart pounding. The highest known sale of a 1937 Lincoln wheat penny with verified rare error and in pristine uncirculated condition reached a staggering $180,000 at auction. That's right. What began as a humble 1-cent coin is now a treasure valued at more than some luxury cars, homes, or even college degrees. So, if you've got a collection tucked away, or you've inherited a box of old coins from a grandparent, it's time to take a second look. That 1937 penny sitting quietly in your jar might not just be history, it could be your golden ticket. Examine it closely, look for doubling, check the mint mark, weigh it if needed, and if you think you've found something special, don't wait, get it graded and authenticated, because you might just be holding something incredible. Have you ever come across a 1937 wheat penny in your collection? Do you have one with a possible error or unusual features? Let us know in the comments. We absolutely love hearing your stories and helping fellow collectors unlock the value of their coins. And if you enjoy exploring rare and valuable coins with us, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next numismatic adventure. Next coin, we're going back in time over a century to explore a true legend in American coinage, one of the most fascinating, rarest, and most talked about wheat pennies ever minted, the 1917 Lincoln wheat penny. This isn't just a coin, it's a historical artifact, a collectible masterpiece, and for some lucky individuals, a six-figure treasure just waiting to be discovered. So sit back, focus in, and listen closely, because this coin story is going to captivate your imagination and maybe even send you digging through your coin jars with a little more excitement. The year was 1917. America had just entered World War I, the country was shifting gears into full industrial might, and the San Francisco Mint was quietly producing one of the most iconic pennies of all time, the 1917 Lincoln wheat cent. Minted in relatively smaller numbers compared to its Philadelphia counterpart, the S mark underneath the date stands for San Francisco, and that tiny letter holds a huge amount of power in the collector world. This penny represents a moment in American history, minted during a time of war, unity, and resilience, a coin that literally carried the values and hopes of a nation in the palm of its hand. The design of the 1917 Lincoln penny follows the original wheat cent format first introduced in 1909 by Victor D. Brenner. On the obverse, we see Abraham Lincoln in profile, a symbol of leadership and integrity, with the words, "In God We Trust," arched above, "Liberty," to the left, and the date, 1917, with the tiny yet powerful S mint mark just below. Flip it over, and you'll be greeted by the classic wheat ears framing the phrases, 1 cent, and United States of America, crowned with E pluribus unum. This simple yet powerful design has remained beloved by generations of collectors for its symbolism and elegance. What makes the 1917 Wheat Penny so incredibly rare and valuable today isn't just its age or low mintage numbers, it's the incredible scarcity of high-quality examples in the modern collector market. Most of these coins were used heavily in daily commerce for decades, which means finding one in excellent condition is like striking gold. But the real excitement begins when we uncover the rare errors and minting flaws that have transformed a select few of these coins into six-figure collector's items. Among the most sought-after error types in the 1917 penny are double die obverse coins, which feature noticeable doubling on key details like the date, lettering, or even parts of Lincoln's face. These doubling effects occurred during the die preparation process, creating a second, shadow-like image that sets the coin apart in a dramatic way. These errors are easy to spot under magnification, and sometimes even with the naked eye if the doubling is strong enough, which makes them thrilling finds for both new and experienced collectors alike. Another incredibly desirable variety is the repunched mint mark, also known as RPM. This occurs when the S mint mark was punched more than once into the die at slightly different angles, creating a layered or doubled effect around the mint mark. These repunched marks are not only visually interesting, but they also represent a piece of minting history, back when mint marks were applied manually, leading to these fascinating imperfections that are now worth a fortune. Collectors also seek out high-grade full red examples, which retain their original coppery red luster from the day they were struck. Most 1917 pennies have toned down to brown over time due to natural oxidation, but finding one with its original bright red finish and minimal wear is exceptionally rare and immensely valuable. Combine that with a strong strike, no visible nicks or dings, and a professional grading from a top service like PCGS or NGC, and you have yourself a collector's dream. Auction records have shown just how hot this coin is in today's market. Recent sales of well-preserved 1917 wheat pennies have exploded in value, especially for coins with known errors and high mint state grades. Demand has grown dramatically as more collectors enter the hobby, hunting down rare early-century wheat pennies to complete their collections. The competition is fierce, the excitement is real, and the top-tier coins are breaking record after record, and now, the moment every collector waits for, the astonishing price this coin has reached in the market. A stunning, uncirculated example of the 1917 Lincoln Wheat Penny, featuring a known error and graded in pristine condition, has sold for an unbelievable $250,000 at a major numismatic auction. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, just over 100 years old, transformed from pocket change to life-changing value simply because of its rarity, condition, and historical weight, so don't underestimate those old wheat pennies you've been holding on to. That little 1917 cent could be more than just a piece of history. It might be the crown jewel of your collection or the once-in-a-lifetime find you never knew you had. Examine it closely, check the mint mark, look for doubling, and if you think you've got something special, get it authenticated. You never know when you might be holding one of the most valuable pennies ever made. Have you come across a 1917 wheat penny in your collection? Think it might have an error or special feature? Share your discoveries in the comments below. We love connecting with passionate collectors and helping you uncover the hidden value in your coins. And if you enjoy exploring the fascinating world of rare currency, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future treasures we uncover. Last unique coin, we're diving into the thrilling world of Lincoln Wheat Pennies to spotlight a coin that's not just a favorite among collectors, but also holds an exciting hidden value that could surprise even the most experienced numismatists. Get ready, because the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny might look like a common copper coin at first glance, but there are versions of it out there that have sold for mind-blowing amounts, and yes, we're going to tell you exactly why. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat Cent was struck in the final years of the Wheat Penny series, which had been in production since 1909. By this time, the United States Mint had perfected the striking process, and millions of these coins were minted, primarily from the Philadelphia and Denver mints. However, not all coins that rolled off those minting presses were created equal. A handful of these 1957 pennies contain rare errors and striking varieties that have skyrocketed their value in today's market. Combine that with the nostalgia and popularity of wheat pennies in general, and you've got yourself a coin that's in high demand by serious collectors around the world. The design, as always, features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, surrounded by the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the mint year, 1957. With some versions showing the D mint mark below the date for coins struck in Denver. Flip it over, and you're greeted by the beautifully symmetrical wheat ears framing the bold words, 1 cent, and United States of America, with E pluribus unum above. It's a design that still captures hearts more than 6 decades later. So, what exactly makes some 1957 wheat pennies so incredibly valuable? It all comes down to rare minting errors, unique varieties, and high-grade condition. Let's talk about one of the most coveted features first, the double die error. This occurs when the die that strikes the coin is misaligned or shifted slightly between impressions, causing elements like the date, lettering, or even Lincoln's profile to appear doubled. On the 1957 penny, double die errors are typically visible on Liberty or the numbers in the date. This kind of error instantly separates the coin from the rest and sends its value soaring among collectors. Another sought-after feature is the repunched mint mark, commonly seen in the Denver minted 1957 D Lincoln pennies. A repunched mint mark happens when the D was punched more than once into the die at slightly different angles or positions. This can give the mint mark a shadowed or layered appearance, and it's a detail that collectors love to find under magnification. It adds character, rarity, and uniqueness, 3 traits that make a coin truly special. Off-center strikes are also a fascinating category of error for 1957 wheat pennies. These coins were struck improperly, causing the design to shift to one side of the coin. The most valuable of these show a significant off-center strike while still keeping the date and mint mark visible. The more dramatic the misalignment, and the better the condition, the higher the value. Collectors are also on the hunt for high-grade uncirculated examples, especially those with the original, red, copper luster that's rarely seen on circulated coins. Most pennies from this time have turned brown or dark from age and handling, but if you've got a 1957 penny that still shines like the day it was minted, you might be sitting on something incredibly valuable. Coins that have been professionally graded as MS-65 or higher by PCGS or NGC can command impressive prices, even without major errors. Recent auction results show just how much demand exists for these seemingly ordinary coins. In the last few years, rare 1957 wheat pennies featuring errors like double dies, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes have sold for thousands, and the most pristine, error-laden example of this coin reached an absolutely shocking price at auction. Believe it or not, the most valuable 1957 Lincoln wheat penny ever sold brought in a staggering $70,000. That's right, a single 1-cent coin, preserved in top condition with rare error features, was sold for more than many brand new cars. This is why so many collectors obsess over wheat pennies, because you never know when you might be holding a hidden treasure in your hand. So if you've got a 1957 wheat penny tucked away in a drawer, a coin book, or your childhood collection, take another look. Use a magnifying glass, check for doubling, look closely at the mint mark, and examine the overall condition. If anything looks unusual or sharp enough to be uncirculated, consider having it graded by a professional. It might just turn out to be one of the most valuable coins in your entire collection. Have you found a 1957 Lincoln wheat penny with something strange or exciting about it? Think you might be holding one of these rare errors or pristine examples? Let us know in the comments. We love hearing from fellow collectors, and your story might help someone else recognize their own hidden gem. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video and want more fascinating deep dives into rare coins and unbelievable values, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a moment in the world of coin collecting. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin tells a story, but some of them are worth far more than a cent. Keep collecting, keep searching, and may your next find be a true piece of American treasure.